Hello and welcome back to the Tech Blackboard. In part 4 today, we are going to cover 15 very important and latest question for you on AI-900. Friends, by the end of this video, if you like my content, then please appreciate my efforts and give a like to this video and do subscribe to the channel. It's very important that you give a like to the videos because only when you like the videos, YouTube distributes the video to the similar audience. And my motto is that quality content on Azure reaches to everyone. In case you are joining the Tech Blackboard for the first time today, or you have missed watching the previous videos, then you should know that we have already covered 30 very important and latest questions on AI-900. The links for all the previous parts are available in the description box. In case you are looking for the PDF version of all the questions, then please go ahead, watch these videos, answer simple questions, and you will get your PDF files. For this part 4, if you want the PDF version with all the questions and answers, then you have to tell me the correct answer for question number 34, 39 and 44. All the answers are discussed in this video itself. Now let's start our part 4. Let's begin our part 4 with question number 31. The question says that you are working in a tour and tourism company. Your company wants to use computer vision service to analyze images of location and identify well-known monuments. What should you do? Should you retrieve the objects in the image? Should you retrieve the categories of the image specifying the celebrity's domain? Or should you retrieve the categories of image specifying the landmark domain? The correct answer for this question is option C. Now let's look at the explanation for each of the option. So here in this box, we can see the first one, which was the retrieve object in the image. The explanation of this option being incorrect is that the object might identify monuments as monuments, but not as a specific well-known landmark. Moving to the option B, the explanation is that the celebrity domain includes well-known people, but not the monuments. And in this case, we have to identify the well-known monuments. On the other hand, the third option we saw is the correct answer. The reason is that the landmark domain includes well-known monuments around the world. And that's why this option fits the answer. And here comes our question number 32, and that says that why do you split data into training and validation sets? Your options are listed here. Let's check out the first option. The first option says that data is split into two sets in order to create two models. One model with training set and a different model with validation set. The second option says that splitting data into two sets enables you to compare the labels that the model predicts with the actual known labels in the original data set. The third option says only split data when you use the Azure Machine Learning Designer and not the other machine learning scenarios. And the correct answer for this question is option B. Now let's look at the reasons why these options are correct or incorrect. So here in this box, you can see the explanation of all the options. Looking at the first one, we're talking about validation set in the option A. So the validation set is used to test the model created with the training set. And that's why it's incorrect, because we are trying to understand why do we split data. Moving on with the option B, which was a correct option. The explanation for that is that you want to test the model created with training data on validation data to see how well the model performs with the data it was not trained on. So this is very important. Whenever you are training a model, you have some data, you split the data in one training set and one validation set. So of course, the training set is used to train the model, and the validation data set is the data set against which you test your model. And that's why it is so important to split your data between training and validation set. So you can train your model and you can validate the model as well. Moving on with the third option C, the reason is that splitting data into training and validation set is an important part of all machine learning. And here this option just says you that you should only split the data when you are using Azure Machine Learning Designer and not otherwise, which is incorrect. And here is our question number 33. The question says that what are two metrics that you can use to evaluate a regression model? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. You should also note that each correct selection is worth 1 point. Now let's check out the options given. The first option is coefficient of determination or R2. The second one is F1 score. Third one is root mean squared error. The fourth one is area under curve AUC. And the fifth one is balanced accuracy. The correct answer for this question is option A, coefficient of determination, and option C, root mean squared error. Now let me show you the Microsoft documentation in case you want to understand more of these options. And here I am on the Microsoft documentation that says that evaluate your ML.NET model with matrix. And here you can read about all the options that we saw in the question. For example, accuracy, AUC, AU, CPR, or F1 score. It's quite a detailed page. I cannot read the entire page in order to save the time in this video. However, the link for this page is available in the description box. So please go ahead and check that out. Moving on, our question number 34 says that you are processing photos of runners in a race. Now you need to read the numbers on runner's shirt to identify the runners in the photos. What type of computer vision should you use? Your options are facial recognition, optical character recognition or OCR, semantic segmentation or object detection. The correct answer for this question is option B, optical character recognition. The reason is very simple. So whenever your requirement or the question is asking you that you should read the numbers or text in an image or photo, then OCR is the technology that you should go for. And here is the Microsoft documentation that talks more on optical character recognition. The documentation says that optical character recognition allows you to extract printed or handwritten text from images such as photos of street signs and products, as well as from documents like invoices, bills, financial reports, article, and more. Microsoft OCR Technologies supports extracting printed text in several languages. And here you can see Microsoft has shown that there are several documents, and in case you want to read these texts out of the documents, you can have a poster and you want to read the text out of the poster or bills or financial reports, then OCR is the technology that you should consider. Now let's check out our question number 35. The question says that which type of machine learning should you use to identify groups of people who have similar purchasing habits? Your options are classification, regression, or clustering. The correct answer for this question is clustering. Now let me give you the reason why clustering is the correct answer, because clustering is used to group instances of data into clusters that contains similar characteristics. And here in the question, you can see that we need to identify groups of people who have similar purchasing habits. And that's exactly what clustering is used for. So clustering helps you group the data into similar characteristics. Besides that, clustering can also be used to identify relationship in a data set. Are you liking this small explanation that I'm giving with all the questions? Then please appreciate my work and give this video a like. Now let's check out our question number 36, which is a yes/no kind of question. So let's read the statement and then we will figure out whether it's a yes or a no. So the first statement says that the custom vision service can be used to detect object in an image. We have already seen in many of our previous questions that yes, we can use custom vision to detect objects in an image. Thus the answer for this question is yes. Moving on with the second statement, it says that the custom vision service requires you to provide your own data to train the model. And the correct answer for this question is yes. In case there is a confusion in your mind whether this statement is correct or not, then let me give you a quick relationship between the key terms in this statement. So you have custom vision. Whenever there is something or some solution which is custom, then what do you imply with that? If anything is custom made, then normally you're talking about data or a solution that you have created on your own. And that's why when we are talking about custom vision service, the data is provided by you. I hope this small relationship between the keywords will definitely help you recall the correct answer when in exam. Moving on, the third statement says that the custom vision service can be used to analyze video files. The correct answer for this statement is no. In case you want detailed explanation of any of these statements, then let me know in the comment section and I will provide you more insight on each statement. Moving ahead with question number 37. The question says that you use Azure Machine Learning Designer to publish an inference pipeline. Which two parameters should you use to consume the pipeline? Each correct answer presents the part of solution and also each correct selection is worth 1 point. The options given here are the model name, the training endpoint, the authentication key or the REST endpoint. The correct answer for this question is option C and option D. Quickly moving to question number 38. The question says that from Azure Machine Learning Designer to deploy a real-time inference pipeline as a service for the other service to consume, you must deploy the model to which of the following? Your options are a local web service, Azure Container Instances, or Azure Kubernetes Service, or should you deploy the model on Azure Machine Learning Computer? The correct answer for this question is option C, Azure Kubernetes Service. Now let me take you to the Microsoft documentation to validate this answer. And here we are on the Microsoft documentation on Azure Machine Learning Designer. There is a lot of information on this page, but I will take you directly to the section we are interested in to answer this question. So keep scrolling and you will reach to a section which says deploy. And here in this section, you can read this line which says that online endpoints must be deployed to an Azure Kubernetes service cluster. And that's exactly what we chose as an answer for this question. We now have our question number 39 and the question says that which service should you use to extract text, key value pairs and a table data automatically from scanned documents. Your options are Form Recognizer, Text Analytics, Language Understanding or Custom Vision. The correct answer for this question is option A, Form Recognizer. And here comes our question number 40. The question says that you want to use the computer vision service to identify the location of individual items in an image. Which of the following features should you retrieve? Your options are objects, tags or categories. The correct answer for this question is option A, objects. Now let's quickly check out the reason behind each option. The first option, objects, is a correct one. And the reason behind is that the computer vision returns objects with bounding box to indicate their locations in an image. And that's what we were looking in question as well, that we wanted to identify the location of individual items in an image. That's why object is a correct option. Moving on with tags. So tags indicate the items in an image, but not their location. So do not get confused between objects and tags. The object feature helps you to return the location of an object in an image. On the other hand, while the tags can indicate items in an image, but they do not locate them in the image. That's why we have not chosen tags as an answer for this question. Moving on with the categories. Now categories provides suggested categorization for the image as a whole, but it does not provide you details on the individual items in an image. And you can very well notice that we were looking for individual items in the question. That's why categories is a wrong answer. We now have question number 41. The question says that predicting how many vehicles will travel across a bridge on a given day is an example of classification or regression or clustering. The correct answer for this question is option B, regression. Coming to question number 42, and that says that you want to use computer vision service to analyze images and to use language service to analyze text. It's a must requirement that developers only use one key and endpoint to access all your services. What kind of resource should you create in your Azure subscription? Your options are computer vision, cognitive services or custom vision. The correct answer for this question is option B, cognitive services. And here comes the explanation for all the options. The first option, computer vision, is a wrong option. The reason is that this resource type only support image analysis. A separate language resource would be required for text analytics. However, the core requirement was that we want to analyze both images and analyze text. And that's why computer vision does not fit. Moving on, we saw cognitive service is a correct answer. The reason is that cognitive service resource supports both computer vision and language. Fits very well with the question. Moving on, we have custom vision, which again is a wrong answer. And the reason for this one is that custom vision service is for image classification and object detection, and it does not support image analysis or text analysis. So do not get confused in the language of this sentence. It just means that custom vision is used for classification of objects or image. It is not used for analysis purpose, and that's why it is a wrong option. Now let's do some yes no kind of question on Microsoft face detection service. So here in question number 43 we have some statement, and for each statement we have to tell whether it's a yes or a no. So let's read the first statement. The first statement says that the face service can be used to perform facial recognition for employees. The correct answer for this statement is yes. Of course, it can be used for the facial recognition of employees. In fact, not only you can use face detection service to recognize your employees, you can use the face detection to recognize the faces in general. Moving on with the second statement, we have the face service will be more accurate if you provide more sample photos of each employee from different angles. And very logical that if you want to make your facial detection service very robust, then you have to provide more photos of your employees or any other person from different angle. That's why the correct answer for this statement is yes. Moving on with the third statement, it says that if an employee is wearing sunglasses, the face service will always fail to recognize the employee. Correct answer for this statement is no, because certainly this is not the case. The facial recognition service will not fail just because of the fact that the person or the employee is wearing sunglasses. Moving on with question number 44. The question says that you need to develop a mobile app for employees to scan and store their expenses while traveling. Which type of computer vision should you use? Your options are semantic segmentation, image classification, object detection, or optical character recognition. The correct answer is option D, optical character recognition. And the reason is very simple. You just want to capture the expenses of your employees. So your employees could produce some bill or invoice of whatever expenses that they have done while they were traveling. And you just want to scan these documents, these bills or invoices, and get or extract the values of all these expenses. And that's why optical character recognition is the most suitable answer. And to end the part 4 of our AI-900 real exam question and answer series, I have a very interesting question for you. So let's read the question. The question says that you need to use Azure Machine Learning Designer to build a model that will predict automobile prices. Which type of modules should you use to complete the model? So here on the right hand side, you can see we are given with the image of a model, and on the left hand side, we are given with some modules. So out of these modules, you have to select the modules and you have to fit the modules in these question marks. So let me first tell you the correct modules that will fit in all these question marks, and then I will show you the Microsoft documentation where you can also validate this entire flow. To begin with, you can see our flow starts with automobile price data, and then we have this data output, and then you have a question mark, and here you have to fit one of the modules listed on the left hand side. So let me reveal the correct module that you will fit in this first question mark. Here it comes. The correct module is select columns in dataset. On the left hand side, we can also see that the correct module is select columns in dataset. Moving on with the second question mark, let me reveal the answer for this question mark as well. So we can see the correct module is split data. The same is also reflected on the left hand side. We have split data here. Similarly, moving on with the third question mark, and the correct module that will fit here is linear regression. The same is reflected here on the left hand side as well, linear regression. Now let me take you to the Microsoft documentation where you can read, validate and understand this flow better. And here is the Microsoft documentation that will tell you how to deploy a machine learning model using Azure Machine Learning Designer. And here you can see, if you scroll down a little bit more here, you can reach to a section which says create a real-time inference pipeline. And here you can see it starts with automobile price data. I know that this is quite small for you to see it properly, but the problem is that even if I try to zoom it, it will still not help because it's an image. However, the link for this page is available in the description box and you can read the entire page on your laptop in a good manner. But just to get you started, you can relate the same image that we had in our question as well. It starts with automobile price data. Then we have select columns in dataset. Moving on, we have clean missing data, split data, then you have linear regression, and then you have trained data. Hopefully you loved the 15 questions in our part 4. If yes, please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share these videos to everyone who is learning Azure. Till we meet again in our next video, stay fit, keep learning, and thanks for watching.
If this video has added any value in your learning, a like and subscribe is highly appreciated. Share this video in your family and friends to spread and expand their learning. Your comments and feedback give me a chance to interact with you and I look forward for them. We will meet again in our next video. Till then, stay fit, keep learning, and thanks for watching.